Once upon a time at Comic-Con, we interviewed the cast of Once. What's more fun to use on screen, guns or swords?
Oh, swords, 100%. Swords are just the best, and you don't get to do them very often.
More swords in season 3?
Oh, yes.
Snow White kicks a lot of ass with her bow and arrow. Like, what training did you go through?
When I was 13, I took archery lessons. It wasn't completely foreign to me. And I did have a brush up. I had a coach brush me up my first season.
On Once, you play Snow White and Charming's daughter.
Yes.
But in real life, they're almost the same age as you. So can you explain a little bit about the dynamic there on screen and off?
That's something that we definitely address on the show. Because of the curse, time stood still for a while, which made it so that we all ended up in the same age range. There are times that I think that adds to the relationship on screen where you get to see, I think, what we all kind of fantasize about of like, what would it be like to have known our parents at our age, and you sort of see a version of that. And there's times that it makes it very complicated because Emma can't look at them as parents because they weren't there for her childhood, and she feels like, well, we're the same age and we have equal amounts of experience in life, so who are you to tell me what to do?
Emma has grown up her whole life without her parents, and then she finally meets her parents. They're actually alive, and they're actually Prince Charming and Snow White. It's like it's a weird thing to kind of take in. So I think this season's about trying to connect with her in a slightly different way, in a more organic way, so it seems more natural and not pushing the whole parental thing on her.
Belle was left behind at the end of season 2, so that's so sad. What can we expect? Are we going to see a lot of you?
She could have jumped on that boat if she really, really wanted to.
Waiting for that.
But, obviously very sad that the love of my life is going on the blooming boat, but she can do good and save Storybrooke.
Right. At this point, how many seasons do you want to have happen, and how many are there planned?
I mean, we take it one season at a time, and what we try to do is have a big
We need
picture.
to survive this one.
Right, but we have a big picture plan for where we'd like the show to go, but before each season, we kind of figure out what's this year going to be and set our goalposts and try to meet them to the best of our ability, and hopefully, if we succeed, we get to keep going.
Taking on the role of a pirate, people have that association of Captain Jack and even like Dustin Hoffman's Hook.
Yeah.
So how did you make this character your own?
So I wanted to try and put elements of things that I liked about some people I know and stuff like that, and try and make him a little bit saucy and a little bit, sort of devilish.
Our intern Julia is a huge fan of you. Can you give her a hug? Can I bring her over here?
How are you? Nice to meet you too. She's gone all red. Look.
Your character on Lost, Claire, do you find there are similarities between how you play her and Belle, or how do you approach Belle differently?
I think they're pretty different. One similarity is I think they're both very non-judgmental characters.
Does Prince Charming actually have a dark side?
Maybe a little bit of anger management issues, I don't know, but I think he definitely has a dark side. And I think with all the characters on the show, they're neither light or dark. They're both. They can switch at any time, and I think all the characters are like that.
Who do you enjoy playing more, Rumpelstiltskin or Mr. Golden? How do you approach that?
I mean, if I have to be honest, I suppose Rumpelstiltskin. There's many, many different Rumpelstiltskins. There's not just one. There's the one before he became the Dark One. The one where he just became the Dark One was that's probably his most evil at that time. And then there's the later stage when he's got his most his most fun. So I get an opportunity to kind of play across the board with Rumpelstiltskin, which is always good fun.
Playing the evil queen is a ton of fun. From the costumes to the way I use my voice to kind of being over the top, and it's fun to fly in that regard. But the mayor, Regina, I find her extremely compelling and on a different level. She's more vulnerable and confused and conflicted. That's why I love her, is that she doesn't always get it right, but at least she's trying.
Any Disney or fantasy characters that you really want to bring on the show, like that are your favorites?
Well, I think you're going to see some of them this year with Peter Pan coming on the show, Tinkerbell, and our favorite mermaid, Ariel.
Do you have a favorite day on set? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Being able to come to work with such a great group of people that I consider my friends. Even if you're having a bad day, people buoy your spirits. You know what I mean? It's great.
Now, the show originally started kind of as a family show, but there are some episodes that are really scary and dark. Like, how do you get away with that? Do you have any issues with?
I think it's been dark. Episode 2 was the queen killed her father to enact the curse. So we really try to dig into darker themes and really heavy themes, but do it in a way where everybody could still watch. We don't ever want to be bleak, and I think that's the difference, is there are certain shows that are dark and they're bleak. We may get dark, but we always are trying to find the hope in it, and I think that's the difference.